There's an awful lot there that Clinton's right about. I mean, it's a difficult situation to assess, isn't it? Because Manchester United have won one of their last 5. They were dreadful against Wolves.
Yeah, you're right.
They were dreadful against West Ham. And yet they're 6th in the table. They were 5th, and they could make Champions League football. So which of those is your priority? Which do you look at? From my understanding is, and Manchester United fans will have their opinions on whether this is accurate or not, but the club felt they didn't see a progression. They didn't see a consistency. They didn't see a settled plan. They didn't see him evolving the squad and adapting to his circumstances and the players that were available. And that, together with that falling out with Jason Wilcox, which has been coming for a long time now, meant that his position was untenable.
And Carve, what about those players out of favour? I'm thinking Rashford, Mainu, what could this mean for them?
I mean, Rashford, I think, he's, got his priorities elsewhere now. Obviously, he wants to remain at Barcelona. I can't see him going back to Manchester United. But Mainu is an interesting one because obviously there was an issue with Ruben Amorim, and Ruben Amorim didn't think that he could play in the role that he wanted him to play in, and he was only going to be an understudy for Bruno Fernandes. Problem is that he was injured when Bruno Fernandes was injured as well. But it'll be interesting to see what happens now that Ruben Amorim has left, because there was lots of talk that Kobbie Mainoo may leave United. Did this have something to do with the fallout between Jason Wilcox and Ruben Amorim? Was Ruben Amorim pushing for Kobbie Mainoo to leave so he could bring someone else in, maybe somebody who's more suited to playing in the number 6 role? And did United actually push back and say, no, we're not letting Kobbie go because we believe he's got a big future at this club? And did Kobbie do what quite a lot of players do, which is actually to say, OK, this manager doesn't fancy me. Maybe what I just need to do is just keep my head down.
Wait it out.
Play the long game.
He kept his head down.
Who knows?
He did keep his head down. His brother didn't keep his head down with his T-shirt, but Kobbie Mainoo did keep his head down for sure.
OK, look, we've got so much more to get in the cold all day. Right, Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher have given their opinion on the news. We're going to run those in full detail throughout the evening, but let's give you a snippet of the best bits.
I don't think it's been sound bites from Ruben Amorim. I think he's meant every single word that he said. I think that is a real, genuine, honest guy. I don't think he's someone who's playing the game like you see some managers do when they come and do interviews and you feel like they're sort of coming out with cliches. That guy never came out with cliches. He was absolutely all in every time he did an interview. I thought he was fantastic at times and would have wanted him to really see him succeed. But what I will say is, if the performances are that poor and the results are so poor, it doesn't matter how likeable you are, how honest you are, how much integrity you've got, you're going to get sacked at a club like Manchester United. I don't believe Manchester United should change for anybody. They should play the way in which they play. And these managers that have come in are fantastic managers. Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Eric Ten Hag, Ruben Amorim, they're brilliant coaches. You can't say they're not good coaches, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but they've all come in with different ideas, different styles of play, different philosophies, and none of them really fit the Manchester United way. So for me, the club have to find a manager now who's got experience, who's willing to play fast, entertaining, attacking, aggressive football. Simple as that. The most important thing is that Manchester United scouting department, recruitment department, sporting director have got their eyes open and basically have been seeing this coming over the last few months and have basically got an idea of what they need to do next and that they're going to come up with that quite quickly. You know, it's been a real struggle for the last 10 or 12 years for all these good managers and coaches that have come to Old Trafford to try and get the results that the club demand. And we can't keep getting it wrong. We've got to get it right at some point.
A little bit similar to Maresca in that I think what we're seeing now in football is sporting directors now are the most powerful people at football clubs. And, you know, if a manager, you know, steps out of line, certainly publicly, and criticises, you know, the powers that be or the people above them, I think it just shows now where the game's going in terms of, you know, the sporting directors at Chelsea and Manchester United and probably other clubs now up and down the country. They're not accepting a manager, certainly, you know, criticising the club or making cryptic comments in public.
Where does Amorim rank for you in the post-Fergie era?
Well, he's probably at the bottom of that list, I would say. Because, I mean, you think it can't get much worse for Manchester United. And we've been critical of other managers because they haven't won the league. Or maybe they just missed out on the Champions League. But we're talking about a team who finished, I think, 15th last season. That can't happen at a club the size of Manchester United with the, you know, the money that they spend every year, the players that they bring in.
Now let's talk about those players then. Did Manchester United back Ruben Amorim enough in the transfer window? And is this United team his own? Let's have a look. Since Amorim came in, only Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool have a higher net spend than United. They spent £200 million net, and the majority of the cash was spent on reloading Amorim's attack. In came Benjamin Šeško, Brian Mbeumo and Mateus Cunha, all for big money. And despite wing-backs being a vital part of Amorim's system, only one senior wing-back was signed, Patrick Dorgo. He's really now been ditched in that area of the pitch and is being used further up the field. So can you really call this Amorim's team? And how does Amorim's first team selection compare to his last one? Well, this was the 11 that started against Ipswich at Portman Road, November 2024. And because of injuries and the Africa Cup of Nations, only 2 players survived to start at Ellen Road in the Premier League this time around. Diogo Dalot, Casemiro as well. And also, by the way, look at the bench. Options full of experience there, whereas the options for Ruben Amorim against Leeds, he had 5 teenagers on the bench.
Gunners on alert. Rodrygo's uncertain future at Bernabéu puts Arsenal on high alert for a potential swoop. In the world of football, transfer rumors often create a whirlwind of excitement and speculation, especially when it involves top-tier talents like Rodrygo Goes. The Brazilian forward, currently plying his trade at Real Madrid, has found himself in a somewhat precarious position at the Santiago Bernabéu. With reports indicating dissatisfaction regarding playing time and opportunities, Arsenal is poised to capitalize on this uncertainty. This article delves into Rodrygo's background, his current situation at Real Madrid, Arsenal's ambitions, potential strategies for the transfer, and the implications for both clubs. The rise of Rodrygo Goes. Early life and career. Rodrygo was born on January 9, 2001 in Osasco, Brazil. His talent was evident from a young age, leading him to join the youth ranks of Santos FC, an esteemed club known for nurturing talent. His breakthrough came in 2017 when he made his senior debut at just 16 years old. Over the next 2 years, Rodrygo showcased his ability to score important goals and assist fellow teammates, earning praise and accolades within Brazilian football. Move to Real Madrid. In 2019, after a series of impressive performances, Rodrygo caught the attention of several European clubs, with Real Madrid ultimately securing his signature. The move was celebrated as a strategic acquisition, expected to be part of the club's long-term vision. With a contract that affirmed great potential, many anticipated that Rodrygo would quickly adapt to the rigors of European football. Initial success and struggles. Rodrygo made an immediate impact upon joining Real Madrid, scoring a stunning goal in his Champions League debut against Galatasaray and subsequently securing a place in Zinedine Zidane's plans. However, as seasons progressed, the competition within the squad intensified, leading to debate around his consistency and overall importance in the team's strategy. Current situation at Real Madrid. Playing time in competition. As of the current season, Rodrygo finds himself jostling for minutes with a host of attacking talents. With Vinicius Jr., Marco Asensio, and the newly acquired Jude Bellingham all vying for positions in the starting 11, Rodrygo's opportunities have been diminished. The relentless competition has ignited discussions regarding his future at the club. Managerial dynamics. Recent managerial shifts in tactics have also influenced Rodrygo's role. Under Carlo Ancelotti, the team's tactical approach has seen a shift towards a more defensive setup, which might not favor Rodrygo's attacking style. The Brazilian's natural inclination to take on defenders, create chances, and contribute goals has been relegated to the bench in recent matches. Rumors of discontent. There are whispers suggesting that Rodrygo is unhappy with the lack of playing time, leading to speculation about a potential departure from Madrid. The pressure of expectations, coupled with the need for regular playing time to develop further, has created an atmosphere ripe for speculation. Arsenal's ambitions. Current season and team dynamics. Arsenal has experienced a resurgence under the management of Mikel Arteta. With a blend of youth and experience, the Gunners have shown promise, occupying competitive positions in both the Premier League and the UEFA competitions. Arsenal's attacking play has been reinvigorated, yet there are gaps to fill, making Rodrygo an attractive prospect. Need for a dynamic winger. As Arsenal looks to elevate its status back to the upper echelons of English football, adding a dynamic winger like Rodrygo could be a game-changer. His pace, dribbling ability, and intelligence in the final third align perfectly with Arteta's vision of a fluid attacking unit capable of breaking down organized defenses. Financial considerations. Arsenal's financial position is notably more stable post-COVID, with significant investments in the squad and infrastructure. The club's willingness to spend on proven talents positions them favorably in pursuit of Rodrygo, especially if Real Madrid entertains the idea of a sale amidst growing uncertainties. The transfer landscape. Potential transfer strategies. If Arsenal decides to pursue Rodrygo, various strategies could come into play. A direct transfer could be complemented by a loan to permanent arrangement, allowing Real Madrid to potentially gauge the winger's development while providing Arsenal immediate access to his talents. Possible challenges. However, the transfer market is fraught with challenges. The interests of other clubs, Real Madrid's valuation of Rodrygo, and the player's willingness to move will all play crucial roles in any potential deal. Additionally, establishing a meaningfully competitive salary structure could be necessary to convince Rodrygo to switch allegiances. The role of player agents and negotiations. Player agents will also have a significant role in negotiating any potential movement. Rodrygo's representatives will need to navigate discussions with both clubs skillfully, advocating for the player's best interests while ensuring a smooth transition should a transfer take place. Implications for Real Madrid and Arsenal. Impact on Real Madrid. Should Rodrygo depart, Real Madrid would need to reassess their attacking strategies and may look to reinvest the funds in other areas of the squad. Young talents or established players could be targeted to fill the void left by Rodrygo, aiming to maintain competitiveness in a landscape where success is paramount. Arsenal's potential boost. For Arsenal, securing Rodrygo could significantly enhance their attacking options and approach. The presence of a player with his skill set could provide Arteta with greater flexibility in formations and tactical setups, creating opportunities and ensuring more potent attacking performances throughout the season. Fan reactions. Arsenal fans' excitement. The prospect of signing a player of Rodrygo's caliber has excited Arsenal fans. His flair and attacking prowess could invigorate the Emirates Stadium atmosphere, sparking inspiration and belief that the team is making smart, ambitious moves in the transfer market. Real Madrid's loyalty base. Conversely, Real Madrid fans may express concern over the possible departure of one of their bright young talents. Rodrygo has often been viewed as a key component of the future at the club, and losing him could provoke discussions about the current management strategies and player development practices within the ranks. Rodrygo's uncertain future at Real Madrid has placed Arsenal on high alert for a potential swoop, and the ramifications of such a transfer could reverberate through both clubs. As the transfer window approaches, all eyes will remain on the developments concerning the Brazilian winger. The delicate dance of negotiations, the ambitions of both clubs, and the overarching contexts in which they operate could either lead to a dazzling new era for Arsenal or the solidification of Real Madrid's commitment to nurturing homegrown talent. In the world of football, where the next big story is always waiting to unfold, the narrative of Rodrygo, from potentially unwanted at the Bernabéu to a key figure at the Emirates, could serve as a captivating reminder of the drama that fuels the beautiful game.